Morning. Let's meditate. I was describing the four principles of Buddha's teaching. It's very simple, and I post a video on that subject. But it may be good to just talk a little bit about it here as well. The first principle is to recognize life is suffering. You may not like that, but forget about what we may go through mentally. All living beings are to go against the laws of entropy, which basically says if everything's left alone, everything becomes chaos, less organized. So to live, we have to keep working so that the body functions and the mind functions to keep us alive. All living beings go through that, but that's a reflection of the laws of nature, so nothing to argue about, but just a realization that we may fall off the cliff or stumble into something and injured, cut the finger, but there's a way that the body would respond. But it's just to recognize we need to be careful so that we don't go into unnecessary suffering. I think the humans have succeeded in many ways to evolve, to live long. That's a great accomplishment and may continue, but the bottom line of how to overcome what we need to do has to take place, which may be called as suffering, or it may be not so much as suffering, but as living being, there's no end to go to this process. Like rolling up a rock, like a Greek mythology, up the hill, and the ball of the rock goes down again, and you have to pick up and roll up. That's the first principle or realization of what life is. Second is everything is impermanent. Nothing lasts forever. But you can take it in a positive way that we are lucky to be popping out from the dust of the universe to be alive and possibly appreciate this life as a miracle. I said possibly, but it could be a strong realization. I like the third one, which said something like, we have laws of nature prevailing everywhere, but there is no ego, no self. You may say that our ego may be the result of the way of nature for us to be strong, overcome difficulties. But human mind can go overboard with ego to push one's self-interest over others and fight or go into delusion that you can conquer the world or nature. Fourth one is fairly simple. In silence of mind, as in samadhi, so no mind, no thinking, and no self. There is Nirvana, a peace. You may say that this is a tricky part. We may think aligned with the laws of nature. That's the way of thinking. Not related to self-interest, ego. That's narrow-mindedness. And because we have language, words, and logic, we can use a brain or mind. But if we abuse, then ego may bring out suffering. In addition to the first one, life is suffering. As technology advances, that suffering may be reduced, that we can live long. But there may be, or there would be, suffering we create on our own by pushing our ego, and the mind gets into the deluded state. So when we meditate, have calm and quiet mind, no mind, no self, as the base or the foundation, then wisdom and compassion may prevail. With the idea of all beings be happy. Each person represents what I may call the mini universe to live. To have the foundation from the heart with samadhi, no mind, no self, and peace, realizing we are the miracle, and bring out the wisdom and compassion, not just within oneself but with others. So that we may overcome the possible abuse of our mind with ego and live life with delusional thoughts. So we need to be aware how to use our mind and not to be used. And for that we need to connect to the heart with a calm and quiet mind. As delusional thoughts find a way to settle with calm and quiet mind, we can confirm by connecting to our heart, which I call it like our eternal home with peace. But not just stay there, but hopefully to use our mind or brain with wisdom and or compassion. For all beings, be happy. As much as each cell in the body to live connect with each other, help each other, overcoming the burdens, wound, physically or mentally. Each of us may do that in his or her own, practicing those four principles. And then also expand so that each of us help each other. Without delusionary thought or ego. Do you feel the vibration of the body cells? They are alive. Keep us alive. I can hear a bird and cicada. As I can feel my body, myself alive, with all cells helping each other. So let's be wise and compassionate to find if there's any bottleneck barriers. So that we are aligned with the way of nature. And with wisdom and compassion. Let's confirm samadhi, no mind, no self, our foundation, and be at our eternal home, at least to check every now and then, so that we have the alignment from our heart to make good decisions to live life. Thank you.